Many classic old movies have a unique attraction about them, which stays fresh even if you watch them more than 10 times. Read on to know some such movies. The historic years of Hollywood are known to be truly evergreen, as there have been movies which can be enjoyed numerous times. These old movies have a touch of perfection, even though they were made in much smaller facilities as compared to today's highly graphic movies. There are some good old-school movies which have come to define their genre, such as drama, action, comedy, romance, horror, and thrillers. They left a permanent mark on the hearts of their fans, because they were a beautiful blend of interesting stories, a great star cast, and impressive technical support. Don't miss these classics. As mentioned above, there have been various types of movies in the past, produced by famous directors. A number of the popular stars of today had their debuts with these evergreen movies from the 1940s to the 1990s. They all had something unique about them. There were movies for kids as well as adults. Some were animated, some were real, some were fictional, some were true stories, and some were war movies which can't be forgotten even today. Their charm still works on all of us. We all have our own favorites. Here are mine. A Place in the Sun, 1951. All About Eve, 1950. All Quiet on the Western Front, 1930. Amadeus, 1984. American Graffiti, 1973. An American in Paris, 1951. Annie Hall, 1977. Ben-Hur, 1959. Bonnie and Clyde, 1967. Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961. Bringing Up Baby, 1938. Casablanca, 1942, Citizen Kane, 1941, Dr. Zhivago, 1965, Forrest Gump, 1994, Frankenstein, 1931, Gone with the Wind, 1939, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, 1967, It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, Jaws, 1975, King Kong, 1933, Lawrence of Arabia, 1962, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939, My Fair Lady, 1964, On the Waterfront, 1954, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, Platoon, 1986, Psycho, 1960, Raging Bull, 1980, Rocky, 1976, Singin' in the Rain, 1952, Star Wars, 1977, Sunset Boulevard, 1950, Taxi Driver, 1976, The Best Years of Our Lives, 1946, The Bridge on the River Kwai, 1957, The French Connection, 1971, The Godfather, 1972, The Graduate, 1967, The Grapes of Wrath, 1940, The Manchurian Candidate, 1962, The Philadelphia Story, 1940, The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, 1948, Tootsie, 1982, Vertigo, 1958, West Side Story, 1961, Wuthering Heights, 1939, Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942, suitable for children. Well, who says there were not many movies for kids from the olden days? Walt Disney and his company was one of the best sources of amusement kids in those days had, as they came up with unchallengeable animations and brilliant stories in those days. 101 Dalmatians, animated, A Bug's Life, A Goofy Movie, Aladdin, Alice in Wonderland, Bambi, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Cool Runnings, Fantasia, Flubber, Frank and Ollie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Inspector Gadget, Lady and the Tramp, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Mary Poppins, Mighty Joe, Young Mulan, One Magic Christmas, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Tarzan, The Wizard of Oz, The Adventures of Huck Finn, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Jungle Book, The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, The Parent Trap, The Sound of Music, The Three Musketeers, Toy Story, Treasure Island, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. With these brilliant movies from our past, I am sure you are thinking of watching your favorites one more time. Well, definitely go ahead and enjoy these evergreen classics, and make the most out of them with your friends and family.